Yo, what's up, guys? This is Darrell here. Here to this is actually another video response, but this one's Ziploc Gory's. Is it possible to like outgrow a genre or a medium? And I've seen Zip's, Larry's, and J-Man's video on this. So if this comes off really incoherent, I apologize, but I'm tripping with like 3 different viewpoints in my head. Well, not different, but different versions of similar viewpoints. I'll put it that way. All right. So the whole thing is it possible to outgrow a medium or a genre? I think you can outgrow both. A clear-cut example, I'm going to use music as my example because I think that was the only one that didn't. J-Man mentioned it towards the end of his video, but no one really mentioned music that much, so I'm going to use music as my example. I was kind of raised slightly ignorant in terms of music because I was only raised on rap and R&B. That was the majority of my childhood. I only heard T.I., Ludacris, Tupac, Biggie, all that shit up until about my teens. As soon as I got introduced to rock, it seems like rap and R&B didn't appeal to me anymore. And I wonder, I mean, in some sense you could say, well, that just means you broadened your horizon, but at the same time, rap and R&B didn't appeal to me for multiple reasons. There are problems in that genre of music. So I technically outgrew the genre of rap music. The genre being the rap music, and the medium being music. I outgrew rap and R&B. I mean, mind you, I still like rap and R&B. I'm just saying I don't like it as much. And I think that's due to just because of my standards. I'm trying to think of a medium I don't like. In terms of mediums, I've kind of grown into mediums while saying fuck it to others. And I think J-Man's is the one I kind of related to the most because the way he put it, it was like, as human beings, we keep changing, we keep growing, and horizons keep expanding, and we keep learning new things. So certain things that appeal to us when we're younger don't appeal to us because we're older. Not necessarily because they've changed or any of that shit, but maybe just because you have tasted many different things. So your favorite food, like he used the lasagna reference. I'll put it this way: you have if you only grew up on soup, you're gonna like soup. But when you're introduced to cheesecake and chicken, I got McDonald's behind me, so this is actually starting to make me really hungry and make me want to eat this rest of this McDonald's. But still, the bigger your buffet becomes, the less likely you're gonna fuck with soup. Especially if you've been eating soup for way too fucking long. Because as human beings, we are prone to switch. We don't like sitting in one space. We don't like dealing with one thing. Because eventually we're going to get curious to go, what the fuck is other people doing? Or maybe soup is getting really tired. Is there anything else? Like you're going to want, after a certain point, you're going to be like, I want to try different things. And a clear-cut example of that would be anime right now for me in terms of shonens, because considering I don't like any of the newer shonens, I mean, I'm not even gonna bullshit it. I mean, if I'm forcing myself this much to watch Hitman Reborn, Fairy Tail, or Toriko, well, not really Toriko. Toriko, I kind of just don't care. It probably tells me I don't like the series, and I'm not gonna sit here and try to force myself to do that. Lately, if anyone's noticed, I've been getting a lot into shoujos more. I mean, I recently just got into shoujos, and the same thing kind of goes for movies. Movies, the 2 genres I kind of stayed away from the majority of my childhood were horrors and romances. I didn't fuck with any romances or horrors at all. Horrors was because I have a video anime Real Talk where I talk about my fear of Chucky. And Chucky ruined any possible chance of me getting into a horror because it really bugged the shit out of me. Mind you, I saw Chucky at a very young age. So, 3 or 4, Chucky will fuck with you. And Chucky made me not want to. I didn't fuck with horrors for a while, like a long while. And I think it was during that period the Saw series that started coming out, so I didn't really give a fuck about Saw or any of that other shit. The reason what switched me from going out of the genre horror films into what it is now is actually because of 2 things. One, a lot of psychological thrillers are mixed in with horrors. A good example would be, I'm trying to think, maybe The Collector is a good example, possibly. shit like that. And around 13 or 14, I kind of got this whole mindset. I started thinking really deeply. I mean, that's something I've mentioned many times in videos. I'm somewhat of a deep thinker. And that came around when I was 13 or 14, which made me more interested to think in terms of human beings. Like, I got really curious in terms of mindsets and why certain people do certain things and shit. And because of that, I ended up getting into romances, because love has always been one of those complicated things for me. And I've always tried to understand it, and I still don't fucking understand it. And it could be because I got older and the hormones things. I may have just drifted towards romance movies just because of that. And even recently in anime, I've been drifting towards shoujos. I mean, that's another obvious hit. I've got, my mindset has shifted a little bit. Not saying I still don't like the other things. Like, I still like shonens. I still like action movies and shit. But when your mind expands, the less appealing dumb shit seems to be. Like, in terms of anime, a lot of people praise Fist of the North Star and Berserk. To me, Fist of the North Star and Berserk don't look like interesting series on any level. Especially coming from a guy who grew up on Dragon Ball Z. That over masking and punching the shit out of everything, and considering Berserk and Fist of the North Star are ridiculously more gory from what I've seen of those two shows, my level of caring kind of dropped the more I was introduced to newer things. And on the romance side, that actually explains why I didn't get in the Yu Yu Hakusho off the bat, because Yu Yu Hakusho came off as romance at the beginning of the damn series because of that whole, because you know the whole thing at the beginning of Yu Yu Hakusho where they needed to bring Yusuke back, and Keiko had to kiss Yusuke at a certain point. It came off as a shoujo to me. Mind you, I didn't know anything about anime when I watched Yu Yu Hakusho for the first time. I didn't learn about anime until One Piece. I'm not joking. I didn't learn about anime until 2004. So in terms of me knowing about anime, it's only been like 4 years. I mean, it's been 7 years. What the fuck? That's horrible. That's what I mean. Like, that explains why I didn't get into certain series. And in terms of mediums and genres, I'm trying to think of a good medium. I got it. Cartoons. Or TV, for that matter. I don't get into reality TV. I don't get into TV that much, period, honestly. A medium is TV. Like, TV shows in general. I don't get into TV as much. And that's for multiple reasons. Mainly because the main shit I used to watch when I was younger, I used to watch, like, cartoons and, like, reality television. And both of those genres within the medium died. And then, while looking up other things in the medium, nothing in the other genres of the medium interests me. Henceforth, why my TV is only really used for video games. Which, ironically, is probably one of the few things about me that hasn't really changed in terms of my taste in video games. My video games taste is pretty about the same. So I can't really go there. But, I mean, in terms of me, I mean, as human beings, we can't just stick to one thing. Eventually, everything is not going to be as appealing as it once was. New shit is appealing. So people who are just getting into anime, manga, TV, movies, video games, whatever, you people are going to be on this shit like hell. And that's because you haven't fucked with it that long. When you fuck with it long enough, you tend not to give it the medium, you outgrow it because of how less new it is to you. Not new in general, just how new it is to you. Because everyone finds different things at different times. Just like people who are into sports. People who used to play football. Maybe that's not the best example, because if you're British, that may mean... Well, no, it still works. Like, you used to be into football when you were younger. And then you got introduced to a whole bunch of other sports. And you became a swim addict in high school. And then by college, you were really into rugby. See, well, not rugby, because that's kind of similar to football. You're really into acrobatics. Yeah. Because I mean, those are all still sports-related things, but you switched. Because the more you were aware of other things, the less appealing certain things are to you. Like, the more new shit around you, the less likely you're going to keep fucking with the old shit. That's how it is. And a good example for me is Naruto. I love Naruto. I was ridiculously into Naruto when I was younger. Which was like a few years ago, actually. No, Because Naruto in America came out in 2005, 2006. I was into Naruto I haven't started feeling in about Naruto until like up to about this year, a little bit of last year. I started feeling in about Naruto. After being, watching all these other series, Naruto doesn't appeal to me as much. Fuck, even One Piece doesn't appeal to me as much as it used to. Literally, I wouldn't shut the fuck up about One Piece when I first got into it. Now I'm not like, holy shit, I need to get into One Piece. I'm like, holy shit, I need to watch the newest episode, or holy shit, I need to get the newest box set, or holy shit, I need to read the newest manga chapter. Well, no, that's a lie. I still do that for certain things, and that's just because that just shows how much the other stuff is to you. Your taste can expand, and you can still like the same shit, but you're probably not going to be as into it. That's how usually how it works. The newer something is to you, the more likely you're going to keep fucking with it. Like recently, as I said, I recently got into more romances and psychological thrillers because I'm somewhat of an intellectual person in that sense. That's why I started getting into series like When They Cry, which is a psychological fuck. It's a mind fuck in itself with slight romance in it, bullshit of romance. I got into shit like Toradora and Wagneria. I've been watching more romance movies. Fuck, I watched Black Swan recently. I watched Black Swan, which is a movie I wouldn't have fucked with if you paid me. I've been watching more of those, and I've been watching my favorites. My favorite genres, which would be comedy and action. The last comedy I watched, well, that's a lie. The last comedy I watched was Just Go With It. But before that, I hadn't watched a comedy in like months. Action movies. I can't even think of the last action movie I watched. What was the last action movie I watched? I don't even remember. I haven't watched an action movie in forever. That used to be one of my favorite genres. It's weird. I don't know why. I think you can outgrow anything, honestly. I really do, because humans are very fickle. We don't really stick to certain things that much. The way humans work is that we're either really stuck on one thing through ignorance, and I think that's why people choose to stay ignorant, because they don't want to lose things they know they'll eventually grow out of. I think people don't want to. Oh yes, and your standards change, mind you. Your standards change. The more you're into something, the higher your standards are. That's why people like Larry and Zip don't like today's new anime and manga, because your standards for anime and manga are higher than they are for, like, say, people around J-Man's age or younger, like somewhere between like 13 and 16. People who are just getting into the shit, they're not going to have a high-ass standard for this. They're not going to have a high-ass standard for this, movies, games, whatever medium you're getting into, sports, food, whatever. You're not going to have a high standard. The higher your standards, the why it seems like you're outgrowing it. Because your standards rise with the medium you're in for too damn long. If you're into animation for too long, your standards for Disney movies, American cartoons, Japanese cartoons are all going to rise. And in a sense, you could outgrow it. But essentially, you're not outgrowing it. Your standards would just become too high for anything to fucking appeal to you anymore. That's essentially how it works. But then again, there are the cases of the fucking 80-year-olds who still love black and white cartoons. And you're fucking 80. So it is. I think it just depends on the person and how their mind works. Because me personally, I can still sit here and watch episodes of Samurai Jack and Teen Titans and Courage the Cowardly Dog. Actually, I have. I've done that, and I have repetitively. Since the Teen Titans overview I did on the Insane Game Freak, I still watch that shit. Fuck, I still watch Pokemon. I still watch fucking Pokemon. Something most people in my age group have outgrown. Most people in my age group don't watch Pokemon. I am like one of the rarities of that group that doesn't look like I don't want to be rude, but that doesn't look like I need to get a life. I'll put it that way. That's the best way I can put it. Actually, that's still rude as shit. I apologize. But I'm just saying, it really depends on the person. That's the best way I can put it. It depends on the person. And this was a good topic. I thought it was a really good topic. But the buffet reference I made earlier is starting to fuck with me. And I have apple pies and some chicken nuggets behind me. And a fucking soda on the floor. And it's going on for 15 minutes. I'm hungry. So I'm going to leave this video off. Damn it, see, Zip has got me going, leaving this video off. I don't usually say that. But whatever, dude. Keep making the cool topics. I actually have a gender-related topic that I recorded that may be out within the next week. Maybe. It depends on how things go, but yeah, that should be interesting. But anyways, that's all for this response. Good response video. I will link his video, Larry's video, and J-Man's video in the description. I'm not going to do annotations because I know I'm lazy right now. So I'm going to just link them all. And besides that, some people don't have annotations turned on. Don't know why, but I'm going to link them all in the description. And you can go check them out for yourselves to see what other people's viewpoints are on the issue. But leave your viewpoints and video responses in there in the comment section below too. All that shit is welcome. But anyways, this is the damn, I keep thinking of myself as like a title. This is Terrell, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.